official undeclared shut-in. Thank you, Brother Kathy. Let me say this. When we go on a vacation or plan for a vacation, I had an opportunity last time we went to Mississippi to travel with Deacon Willie and Brother Leon. And when I'm laughing, y'all already know what that means right there. Yeah. We had Brother Dawson. So I was teasing him. I said, Lord, I never could imagine I've been riding to Mississippi. Because y'all know me, I like to have fun. How in the world did I ride up with the Three Stooges? Mo, Larry, don't leave my curve. And as we travel, it got a little quiet in there. Then all of a sudden, you heard little bags rattling like little mice. So I said, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Actually, it's the three blind mice. But what I'm saying is, and they're my good friends. They know I love them. They know just me, I like to have fun. And what I'm alluding to is, we didn't wait till we got down in Mississippi. We knew what to expect once we got there. But in the meantime, we was taking time to enjoy the trip. So what I'm saying is, in essence, ain't no need to talk about heaven. And you can't enjoy a few crackers, not to mention a little cheese. You can't smile sometimes. Talking about, wasn't that a happy day? But you looking, somebody said lemon with prune juice. Somebody gonna get it in a second if I don't say nothing. You might as well make up in your mind. Since God set you free from bondage, from captivity, and then it says, have the nerve to fortify what the scripture says, whom the Son set free. What are you talking about? Wasn't that happy? Walking with your head down. My dad and my father said, if you're not planning on going down, everybody know what down is. Ain't nothing down there. First of all, the grave. After that, hell. He said, but that ain't where your intentions are, what your plans are. He said, hold your head up and look where you. That's why the scripture came to life to inform us. Say, look to the hills, from which cometh your help coming from him, a maker. So you ain't got no reason to hold your head down. We shouldn't have to sing 20+1 songs. We shouldn't have to say Simon says, stand up, sit down. Stand up, sit down. Stand up. Turn around, slap your neighbor. Y'all say that, slap him 3 times. One in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy. Somebody weed come off. I can say that because I don't need a toupee yet. And then we need to say, girl, didn't we have church today? They had to run down there and find our wig. Lisa laughed. I remember the day, and somebody think I'm procrastinating, but I'm moving somewhere. They used to have, they had what they call sheets and blankets and covering because they came in the door anticipating. It was going to be a knockout, drug out, And I have Apostle laughing sometimes. I say, I'm praying that God blesses me with your integrity of faith. I said, because I be over in the organ, you know I had your back, Apostle. And I just be playing every note that's going on, looking for extras. Cause man, we have some church. I be like, I don't say that. Put on those stretches. Come on, I got you, girl. Because we're laborers together, don't forget, right? So Pastor get through, we had Eodm Service. She get through, folk then slayed in the spirit. We didn't ran out of sheets. Y'all don't know about that? I've been in the service when they ran out of sheets, and the brothers had to start taking off their jackets. And so I told her, I said, I wish I had your enthusiasm. I wish I had your strength, tenacity, because I don't know how she do it. My daddy said the Holy Ghost will wear out 3 bodies. Every service you had to go back and trade the old one in. Y'all didn't catch that. But I had her laughing. And I said, but that's what I'm used to. That's what I grew up on. But she just tickled me because you just think it just ain't no way more be done. She looked around like you know, she said, any more devils up in here before dismissed? I ain't missed none, did I? And that's the way it should be. God has said, I have given you power. First thing, you shall receive what? So the apostle shouldn't have to tell sheep fall out. Now we got to go get a sheep or 2. And I ain't talking about falling out under the spirit. But she's so wore out at it. Come on, somebody. So more than the apostle gonna have to be able to get a prayer. You shouldn't have to call the apostle because your cat ran away. And the dog went after him. Y'all think of it. My daddy used to have to stand up and make the prayer and say, listen, if your house catch on fire, he said, fire doesn't necessarily always come by means of a way of combustible or to consume. Sometimes fire comes at your foot to refine you. Anybody know how you actually really get pure gold? No wonder the Clock Sisters wrote a song saying, don't be a try in the fight. We what? We coming out as. So he said, just like the law is for the lawless. So if your house comes on fire, don't call it out of the sky. That's why you have a fire department. See, y'all laugh. Y'all don't know what I grew up on. Tell y'all. If your basement flood, don't call the pastor. You need a plumber. See, y'all, see, can I beg this? Deacon Willie still got that shotgun in the trunk. I might need it. So we have to understand, which brings me to my message, Brother Kevin gonna read quickly for us so we can hasten to a close. But I want to share something with you God put on my heart. And if I don't I heard. My dad said, we have about with her, sometimes I ain't heard nothing. But that old devil, come on somebody. So today God says, just share something by form of teaching. And it's not that I'm a renowned expert or nothing at this. Neither are you. But the carnality that we have, the consensus that we have, is based on our testimonies. And we used to have a great debate in the church because everybody was keen on coming in marching in Christine garments and robes standing erect, holy, holy, holy is Lord God Almighty. And the Bible classified us as having a form of So all that ain't mount to the hill of beans if we ain't getting nobody saved. I used to always say, and Brother Kevin hit on it last week, what's the name of our ministry in short? Thank you. He didn't go to evangelistic, delivering, he just said outreach. And we will be highly indignant, upset, if we was to go to Home Depot, and especially if y'all like my wife, I don't know much about planting and gardening and all of that, but one thing I do, I kind of know when things are out of season. Don't y'all tell her, nobody got their phone on, do they? But guess what happens? She'll mess around and spot an on sale sign. And we walked along, Brother Kevin, she had that's to my whole man. When she see that for sale sign, she didn't forget about my hand, my foot. Don't let me look away for something. She gone. That's sale. And I be saying, like, is this season? Well, you don't always catch this. And not only if you buy one, you get. Y'all ain't gonna help me. I must have struck a chord. So I had to do like Paul, when I said, listen, baby, Paul said, come now. Let us reason together. Y'all laughing, but I'm talking preaching right now. But Kevin, what the Bible say, follow peace with all. I thought y'all was going to at least help me. Follow peace with all men. And my dad used to say, like, whenever you see man or men, guess what? That means woman too. Sometimes we have to learn how to get to the point where we learn to read between them. So that means her too. So now if I want peace at home, but this is the part that got me, and I'm going to move on. We get up there to the counter. Tell me why she digging around in her purse. Baby, hey, that's my credit card. Oh. And one time I got a good lease, I said, and I started to get a real good one time, and I started to go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Have some fun, enjoy Jesus. But guess what? I'm just saying in fantasy. But in reality, guess what I did, Brother Reggie? Reached back in my pocket. Stuck my chest out. How much you say that is? Because see, y'all don't have to go home with her. I had Dick Kevin laugh. I said, well, Kevin, I see y'all. I enjoy talking with you. But I supposed to have dinner go about that. So guess what, Brother Kevin? Talk to you later, here. Didn't I do it? So this is what God said to me. Brother Kevin, what you read, we're going to look at, take our short text from. If you have your weapons, look quickly. Luke 12 and 15 through 21. Come on, you got about 10, 15 minutes. Come on, Brother Kevin. Help me get it. Do you have it when you have everybody say amen? We don't want to be too zealous. Let's say it again, Luke 12 and 15. And you can take some notes. Let's start learning to do that. And because we modernize, we got ourselves and technology. But whatever, I think what's the song we did? Either Outreach on the album, whatever it takes. So whatever it takes. Because this is a tedious time. I'm talking about the times that try me in souls. And my mama used to say, we be ripping and running and playing and having a good old time. But every now and then she would catch us. Speaking of having dinner ready, Brother Kevin. She would say, oh, come here, boy. Hold up a minute. Stop. Sit down. Say, yes, ma'am. What's mama? Say, listen, mama's fixed a special meal today. So you want money? Yeah. Say, really? Why? What's this? She said, because mama know the fast food stuff, McDonald's, Burger King, because y'all doing that looking like that. And just recently I heard they're trying to put in place a ban to put, if not a stop, a limit on some of this junk food. Y'all must hear that. Somebody go, oh God, no, let me hear it up. I hope you hear up and dismiss. But she said, you need something that's going to stick to you. Some substance. Something that'll hold you and sustain you. Y'all know the story about the three wolves? About the wolf and the three pigs that I huff and I puff and I blow your house down. And that's what it means when the enemy should come in like a flood. The spirit. So you need the spirit. You need power. Don't we need it? And how many of y'all can attest to the fact that knowledge is what? No wonder the word of God says we perish for the lack of. But the deal is, that's why they capitalize on the possibilities of getting into your pockets. And they do it by one of the ways, they do it by means of convenience. For one thing, don't nobody have no patience no more. That been going out the window. So now what they do, they came up with Burger King. They came with the fast food concept. Burger King, you can have it anyway. Not only you can get it, but you can get it just like you want. And consequently, that's what Satan is saying to you. Come on over here. Have your cake, ice cream, and eat it too. So you ain't got to go through all that huffing and puffing. When I was a musician out there, I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I can't begin to tell you how many offers I had. But I also had a sense of them. That's why we have to learn the knowledge and information. I so vividly hear my mama saying, saints, what does it profit a man if he should gain? And that was very adamant, like she said, the whole wide world mess around and lose his soul. That's why when they would get up and they were in the testimony service, they had such a conviction. We said, Lord, I thank God for salvation. And then they would conclude, Brother Reggie said, and I thank God for the precious gift of the Holy Ghost. Amen. Holy Ghost. Amen. 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 A Anybody feel me this morning? And that's why occasionally we get all kind of mail and packages, but every now and then, Deacon Willie, the mailman will ring the bell and I look and go down. He come and say, hey, you got this? He said, no, do you have it? I said, oh, yes, sir, I got it. Only to discover when I looked across the top on the label, there had a label there that says, fragile. Please handle with So, this is some good old greens and cornbread. I hope y'all take it. This is good old antidote, some castor. Oh, I messed up. I should have. Just sure you don't know nothing. Y'all ain't fooling me. Y'all don't know nothing. Read, Brother Kevin.
Said unto them, take heed.
Take heed.
Beware of covetousness.
Read a little louder. You got a good mic, you got that doc. Speak a little, get you a good one. I want you to hear that. It's not how long, it's the quality. So we gonna skate on to like on a skateboard, all right? Come on, Doc.
And he said unto them,
y'all read it too. Said unto them,
take heed.
Take heed.
And beware of covetousness.
Beware.
For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
Say that again. Man's life.
A man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
Yes, go ahead.
And he spake a parable unto them, saying,
take your time and read it.
The ground of a certain rich man.
Y'all hear him? The ground of a certain rich man.
Brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself.
And he thought within himself.
Saying, what shall I do?
What shall I do?
Because I have no room.
Because I have no room.
Where to bestow.
Where to bestow
my fruits. And he said, this will I do.
This is what he said, saints of God. When he said,
I will pull down my barns.
I will pull down these barns.
And build greater.
And in place of them, I will build greater. Go ahead.
And there will I bestow. All my fruits and my goods.
All my fruits and my goods. Go ahead.
And I will say to my soul.
I will say to my soul. Look at your neighbor. Say, I will say to my soul. Let's go right here, Brother Kevin.
Soul thou hast made.
Soul thou hast made.
Much goods laid up.
Much is laid up.
For many years.
For many years.
Take thine ease.
Take thy ease.
Eat. Drink. And be merry.
And be merry.
But God said unto him.
But God said unto them.
Thou fool.
Thy fool.
This night. Thy soul shall be required of thee.
Shall be required of thee. That's good enough right there. Here in our day's text. You find here a rich man. And I wanted to share that with you because we're living in a time where, and especially particularly now because I was blessed to preach a message once that was entitled, When Things Get Low. When things get low, in comparison to the parable in the Bible where Jesus did his first miracle and he turned the water into wine. Y'all know the story. Because at that time, it was considered really actually to be an embarrassment. Y'all know how it is, ladies in particular, when you're trying to put on an event project, you want everything in place and in order. I find myself, we knew it, I don't want to be engaged. I know one thing, my wife be like, what you doing, what you doing? I said, nothing. That's just what I know. We'll take this. So we got company coming over. I want this. And you know what? I thank God for her. Because if it left up to me, Y'all don't want me to tell the truth. Can I at least talk about me? I don't think none of y'all know me better than me. That's why they came up to saying, say, tell the truth, shame the devil. And so, she wants things in order. But this is the message God brings to us today. I want to talk to us briefly about 3 points I want to make in this particular deriving from this text. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, pleasure, purpose, progress. Say it again this time with a little more enthusiasm. Say pleasure, purpose, progress. Growing up as a child, I would often find myself somewhat fascinated by the extraordinary wisdom in some older folk. And I can remember a gentleman in particular that was dating one of my sisters. And you know how the younger, you always kind of like to tag along, just to kind of hang out with her, get out the house, get away. But she took me with her, and when I got to this man's house, I was astonished over the fact that he had a whole shelf and cabinets of books. Just it kind of reminds me when you walk into a library. And that really intrigued me. And so I talked to my sister, she said, yeah, he loves information. Hold it, brother Khalifa, your mom says he loves having access to information. And as I began on different occasions hanging with her, I saw why. Because it showed what his makeup was by the amount of wealth. Because see, what I found out is, so I'm saying, speaking of books, you can't judge a book by its cover. Somebody even took the step forward and said, Deacon Willis said, the grass always look greener until you get over there and happen to glance back at yours and say, oh, Rich, mine don't look too bad. I don't know why I got to throw this in there. I don't know what God thought that to me. Somebody better think twice before you look over. See, because I know we're living in some antsy, touchy, typical times here. And the devil will use any weapon that he can. And some of us, we know what our life has been like. We know the struggle that we had. We know the pain. But if the enemy has his way, my dad said, son, you got to know, if the devil had anything to say about it, you'll never have a good day. That's what they came up to saying about somebody else. Somebody, you have perfect good plans, but somebody throw a monkey wrench in it. So, I ain't been saved all my life, but I always respected knowledge. And I even remember saying the song one time saying, it's cheaper to keep them. I wasn't supposed. Why you didn't tell me I was supposed to say that, Deacon? So why you looking over at some other woman? Oh, I should have done it. And why some woman looking over there at some other? Gotta be ready to come get me, man. Just take me. Care God, take me away. Same thing, the devil's trying to say, come on. So when I was out there doing my thing, the devil tried to take advantage of that. I had a white man, he ain't never heard me before. I'm up on the stage, I'm playing, and I played this song they called, the chord thing was Inseparable. And man, ooh, talking about your 15 minutes of fame. I didn't didn't know if I'd ever get another opportunity. I ain't never been on the stage that, or the venue that big. So the devil came and said, man, you better let him have it. He ain't acceptable. Now, I went down and I hit some chord and made a run. Thank you. Somebody help me in this house. God knows I was. Inseparable. And the white man approached me afterwards. He said, sir, he said, I've been around many places. In many venues, he says, and I've heard it inseparable many times. He said, but I've never quite. So he says, what seminary? Boldly, proudly asking me. And I want to say, like Dad to say, didn't go to theology, but I had neology. I couldn't help myself because I just always had the thing that if you're going to minister, minister. And somebody say they don't agree with me, there ain't but one way to minister. But anytime you can lift somebody's spirit, bring them out of the depths of despair, that when they leave, they know they leave feeling better than they did when they came. Whether you agree or not, you just minister. You have motivational speakers. In a way, they are ministering. They're lifting people. They're giving them a positive approach and a positive outlook on life. But how many of y'all know, at the end of the day, heaven and earth will pass away, but my word is stand. God says here, pleasure. And also, growing up, I can remember my parents seemed like they were so strict. I said, God, I got to have the strictest parents in the world. I can't go nowhere. Not only can I go, I don't think about doing nothing when I get there. They send you off with a whole list of instructions. Now listen, when you going on, let me go, but I laughed, me and my wife, and I'm almost done already. She said, when the last time you heard from your niece? I said, honey, you know you're right. She says, yeah, don't forget the promise that you made to your brother that even in his absence, God saw fit to call my brother home and said, you promised him you would look after her. I said, honey, you're so right. And that's why we know God gives our wives, these women to be our help. I'm just kind of putting little nuggets in there on the cake. Thank you. Thank you. And so I called her. And it would end up being kind of comical. You know why? Because this all doing, of course, in insurgence of the pandemic, quarantining and all, you know. So I asked her, I said, how you doing? She said, I'm all right. I'm going to go tell her, so good to hear from you. How you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. The grace of God, keep it as only He can. She says, well, I'm doing great. I said, okay, I just want to know. I said, well, are you following the recommendations and the guidelines? She said, oh, yeah. You better believe I ain't going nowhere. I ain't trying to die. So it took me. So I said, girl, come on, you encouraging me. She said, oh, what you think? She said, don't you remember as a child when I was growing up, how often I stayed in trouble? She said, every time I look around, because the kind of parents we had, they didn't play. So if I messed up, I had to go somewhere and shut up. She said they will put us on punishment. Y'all remember now? I shouldn't even bring that up. Some of these folks, they're just too lax a days, just pass and just, and wonder why we have all the issues. Because see, this is in my message. Speaking of pleasure. And so, she says, so what has happened is, because I had discipline, because there were consequences, I know I could go, she said, yeah, sure, go ahead. But you better not mess up. And my dad was like, boy, yeah, he laughed. You got it this time. He said, but I hope that you really enjoy yourself. And I said, good. He said, because guess what? It's going to be the last time. So she said, I'm good. And we just laughed. We said, you know you're right. And so it is, what has happened with society, we don't have to look far to see. It's one thing, incoming President Biden, I almost said Obama, President Biden Harris is feeding on and energizing from and capitalizing on the fact that the current administration didn't take life serious. They didn't understand, they didn't believe that there was no consequences. When I say, was that today? I'm talking about COVID-19. And it reminds me of us in this day. We trying to tell our kids. And I thought, again, I had the strictest parents. Now, you can't do that. When the one time they said, no, I was a little fat, chubby something too. Growing up, I just kept some ice cream around. And why she said yes? I'm living, oh yes, thank you, mommy. So she said no. I said, no. Shit. Oh, she didn't tell me no. I didn't wash dishes. Straighten up my room. And this is what God is saying to us. What I feel and recognize is that just like the saints used to get up and get their testimony, and they would say, Lord, I thank you for bringing and keeping me through danger seen and stuff that I didn't have a clue about. I was big and bad and grown, but our parents saw what we didn't see. Can I get one amen? And so, at the end of the day, all they was merely trying to do, because we tend to think we're somehow indispensable. Don't we? Have anybody ever been there to tell the truth? But they knew better. They knew, just like Apostle Florida knows, there's some demons that if you're not fasting, if you're not prayed up, if you are not anointed, never long appointed, you can forget it. You don't stand a chance. But how many of y'all know that it's of the Lord's grace and His mercy? I want to mention briefly about, look at your neighbor, say purpose. Say it again, say purpose. We should live our life with what I like to refer to as meaningful purpose. We should live our lives unselfishly. We should not be stingy. Look at your neighbor and say, don't be stingy. My late auntie used to tell me, Conrad, boy, let me tell you about yourself. I get a bag of chips with my little allowance money, open it up and get in that corner, and me and them chips have a date. I romance and make love to them chips. Yum, 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 yum. And my auntie, being a wise woman that she was, she always know how to capitalize on the situation. She said, come here, boy, come here. I get her what she want. Give her my chips. She said, boy, give me some of them chips. I reach in the bag, reluctantly. And what happened when I reach in, pull out, and accidentally pulled out a big chip. That's the biggest one in the bag. And she said, boy, let me tell you how, as little as you was, how smart you was. She said, you looked at it, and then put it back. She said, then you reached in. She said, God had me. She said, when you reached in, you pulled out one bigger than one. She said, so this time, you just that smart. You didn't want to give yourself away, but what you did was, she said, you took it and you bit off of it. Then you handed it to me. So here, Tia. Lisa, when I turned, thank God for Jesus. Bishop Paul Morton wrote a song. Gonna say, if you can see me now, look where you brought me from. And she said, baby, listen, auntie, let me tell you something. She said, you have a tight fist. I said, I do. She said, but let me tell you, explain something. She said, when your hand is balled up tight, say ain't nothing coming out. She said, but guess what? Ain't nothing coming in. That's why our success, speaking of purpose, pleasure, purpose, and progress, the Bible gives us the antidote for success. He says, give. The self, and also say, freely give, freely give. He had to learn not kept me through another golden light. He said, God's love ain't cheerful. I ought to be able to go in my pocket. No one else came up with this offer. It's offering time. It's offering. And y'all used to watch that TV program too, saying, the price is right. Come. See, I knew I was messing up when I tried to just talk. But we ought to be coming around dancing. Taking it home. You figured it out too? Silver and gold. How about now? But such a now, guess what, y'all? I got 100 right now. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, he's a work in progress. Almost thou hast persuaded me. See, and this is what I'm talking about. We had the rally a few months ago, lest God forget. where the men beat the women? Oh, I swear, I think that's the way it went down. But, it wasn't no sore losers in the house. It's no one I came up, one of the first songs I learned said, you can't be